Hey guys, NeovegaX here, coming at you with a in-depth tutorial here on Thrall. We're going to go over each talent here and explain the different builds of him, and hopefully give you guys a better understanding of how to play Thrall. So out of our first tier here, we have a couple of different choices here. We have Wind Shear, which is going to reduce the cooldown of Wind Fury by 3 seconds. We have Block, which is going to give you 2 charges to reduce 2 incoming melee attacks by 50%. This is very good for trying to make up for a tank if your team lacks a tank or you needs a secondary tank. Block can be very useful for that. If you're trying for a Chain Lightning build, this next talent could be a good one, or is a good one. It's going to increase the total range of Chain Lightning by 30%, and every enemy hit, or attacking enemies recently hit, is going to restore 10 mana. Rabid Wolves is going to give us a few more Frostwolf Resilience stacks, therefore getting more heals from it as we use it. And then there's Seasoned Marksman. Seasoned Marksman is a really good talent for if you know the game's going to go longer, such as like Hero League games, things like that. But we're going to do a Wind Fury build today, so we're going to go with Wind Shear. And we're going to get the kill here. So with Thrall's passive, his passive is called Frostwolf Resilience. Every time we deal damage with one of our abilities, we're going to gain a charge of Frostwolf Resilience, and at 5 charges, we are going to get a heal. So every time your wolf travels through a minion, you're going to get a stack. When it hits an enemy hero, you're going to get a stack. Your Chain Lightning, and when it bounces 3 times, you're going to get 3 stacks. You get 3 stacks for Wind Fury as well every time you use that. So one important thing about Thrall is that when you're in combat, you want to make sure that if your abilities are off cooldown, you're using them so that you can get that heal to proc. I'm just going to go ahead and get this kill on Diablo real quick here and then go over our next talents. So at level 4, we have a couple of different good choices here at level 4. Our first choice is if you're doing a Chain Lightning build, Ride the Lightning is a really good talent that can synergize with that. It's going to make your Chain Lightning hit 2 additional targets, and but for 50% damage. This is going to be the talent that we're going to pick at this tier, simply because it's going to make our Chain Lightning hit 5 targets and give us 5 stacks of Frostwolf Resilience, so guaranteeing a heal for us. A couple of other choices, and Venom is always good. Anytime you can have an active that you can drop onto an enemy hero and forget about it to deal its damage, you can't go wrong with that. So this is a good fallback if you can't really decide what you want out of here, and Venom's always good. One of the other talents, the other 2 here, you can increase the range of Feral Spirit. I don't particularly see this used too much, nor the use of it is very minimal. Normally you're going to be pretty close to melee range, so having the increased range is kind of a waste with the rest of the talents you can get out of here. And if you are running into constant mana problems with Thrall that is hindering your gameplay, you can go with Mana Tide, so that every time you get a heal from your passive, it's going to also restore mana. We're going to go ahead and go with Ride the Lightning on this one. And looks like this lane's pretty well pushed. Let's go see if we can get up there and kill Vala. And there we go. So the map we're doing today is Dragonshire. We have 2 objectives that are going to come up in the top and bottom of the map. We have to take those over and hold those, and then that allows us to activate the Dragon Shrine, which allows us to summon our dragon and siege the enemy bases. We're going to head back down bottom here. It looks like nobody's coming up on these lanes. Thrall's got a lot of sustain, so he's a really good lane pusher. He's also really good at being able to stay into long endurance fights as long as you're remembering to cast your heal. And we're gonna not take that chance right now. There we go. Alright, level 7. So we have a couple of choices out of here. Follow through, I don't ever see follow through being, personally, follow through doesn't seem to be worth it. You don't get to spam your abilities enough for the extra damage to really pay off. There's a couple of other talents in here that are going to be better than this. Illidan, as far as I know, gameplay-wise, is the only one that can effectively use follow through as a talent. So we're going to go ahead and skip out of this one. The two other ones that we can get, if you're finding that you need more healing, you're just shy of getting a 1v1 kill, or you just need that extra heal, you can go with Frostwolf's Grace. This is going to allow you to instantly activate your passive and get the passive heal every 30 seconds, which can help out a lot. And then there's Stone Wolves, which is going to increase your Ferret Spirit's root by 0.5 seconds, so you're going to have a half a second more of free time to hit your enemy. Anytime you can keep your enemy somewhere longer, it's going to be better for you. So we're going to go ahead and go with the Stone Wolves here. And we're getting kind of low on mana here, and we don't want to be without mana on Thrall. So we're going to go ahead and hit this healing well and find out which lane we're needed in here. I think I saw the two of them. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to go in here and see if we can pick up a couple of kills right here. There's the Vala. And again, I'm just, every time my cooldowns are coming up, I'm using them. We need to get that heal and keep it going as much as possible. So we're just going to clear out the lane minions here a little bit. And we'll go back down bottom here. Not a whole lot we can do. The lanes are all the lanes are pretty much pushed too much at this point. Get a little poke on Lily here, maybe make her mad. And there she is. So we're gonna root her, Wind Shear or Wind Fury, and she's gonna get away. We could have chased, but I don't want to take the chance right now. We'll just go ahead and finish off these towers. Alright, and it looks like we got level 10 here. So at this point, Thrall's one of the tunes that gets the choice of two very, very useful ultimates. Sundering is going to be our first choice here. It's going to deal 380 damage, and it's going to move everybody to the side, as well as stun them for 1.5 seconds. This is extremely useful on maps like the Cursed Hollows, where you have to do a channel on the objective. You can potentially stop the enemy from being able to channel with this talent, allowing your teammates to get into a better position to fight or take the objectives for themselves. So there's a lot of good uses for Sundering. Earthquake is another good choice that we have. If you're fighting an enemy team that has a lot of escape, you're fighting a lot of assassins that are really fast or staying in the back, Earthquake can help a lot with that, because it's going to give an area slow, and it's a pretty big area, of 70% slow. So that's going to last for 10 seconds in the area. This is the one we're going to go ahead and pick up for on this map here. It's going to be the more useful one. So we'll go ahead and grab that. And we'll see if maybe we can finish off this Lily this time. Yeah, there we go. Let's get out of here so we don't die. And alright, give a little poke here. So each one of those swings on Wind Fury is going to give us a stack of this Frostwolf Resilience. So you'll see later on in the build how that's going to stack up and become a major damage and help with the sustain here. And we're out of mana here. We're going to go ahead and go back, get a healing well, go back to base, heal up the rest of the way, and we'll head back out again. like nobody's taking mids here, so we'll see if we can't snag the dragon before one of the computer does. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get it here. So the dragon's going to have two main abilities. He's got his fire and he's got a kick. Generally, when you are dealing with objectives like this, either the terror or the dragon, your main goal is going to be taking down these forts. You want to be putting as much damage in them or on them as you can. In this case, we're not going to get much. This ball is hurting us, and I don't want to get in there too much deeper. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get out of here. Alright, so level 13. So here's where we're going to get a DPS increase on our Wind Fury build and where it's going to start coming together. Grace of Air is going to double the Frostwolf Resilience stacks that we get. So right now we're swinging 3 times. That's going to give us 6 stacks. That means every time we use Wind Fury, we're going to get a heal from our Frostwolf Resilience. Every time we use Chain Lightning, assuming that there's 5 targets for it to bounce to, we're going to get a free heal. That's one of the strengths of this Wind Fury build, is the sustain that it brings with it. There are a couple of other talents that we can get from this tree that can help out a lot. If you're having to do a lot of chasing, the Relentless Wolves is a big help. It's going to reduce the cooldown of your wolves by 50%, so it's going to bring it down to 6 seconds, and it's going to help you track down people, help you spam the Feral Spirit more so that it's more you have more control over the tune. You have to hit an enemy hero though to get it to reduce down 50%. If you're going up against an extremely tanky team, not a team that has just 1 or 2 tanks, but maybe 3 or 4 or higher, you can get Giant Killer. Thrall's attack speed isn't quite high enough to make a really good run with this talent. This talent definitely can help, but this is generally it works better on higher attack speed teams. And then if you are playing as your team tank or a secondary tank, you can go with Spell Shield, and upon taking damage, it's going to reduce any further ability damage by 50% for 2 seconds, and this can happen every 30 seconds, so it's going to give you a huge toughness increase. We're going to go ahead and go with Grace of Air here and take Kerrigan out real quick. Wait for some minions to push up here. Let's see if we can get a Vala. We're going to go ahead and pop her ult, make sure she doesn't get away here. You see the slow helps out a lot. Now that we got some minions here, we'll go ahead and see if we can take this out real quick. And there we go. Get this Kerrigan kill here. As you can see, I mean, I'm taking damage, but I'm able to heal a lot of it back from Frostwolf Resilience. So it's very useful when we're spamming those skills. And there's the Lily. We'll get the Diablo kill here. Looks like he's running away. We're going to go ahead and pop that. And there's the kill. Keep on. Actually, we're going to go ahead and go back and heal up here. Got the shrines coming up here in 15 seconds. And here we go. Alright, let's go ahead and go top. Doesn't look like we have anybody there. There we go. Thrall's sustain allows him to do a lot of the map objectives as well on his own and very efficiently. He comes out with pretty much full health every time. The only thing that suffers when you're trying to take out camps on your own is your mana. It can be mana consuming. But is highly doable. It's one of his better strengths, is that you can take out these camps on your own without much problems. Go ahead and grab this one. And then we'll go over our next talent here. So at level 16, so we have a couple of good choices at this level as well. For the Wind Fury build, we're going to go with Tempest Fury. It's going to make the last hit of our Wind Fury hit 3 times for 70% damage. Now, excuse me, 75% normal damage. Now, that's going to do 2 different things for us. One, it's going to add a lot of DPS to our Wind Fury hit and make it hurt a lot. But it's also going to take our Wind Fury hit from 3 hits to 5 hits, which is basically going to give us a free heal every single time that we use Wind Fury, because it's going to hit 5 times. But also, because of the previous talent, Grace of Air, where we're getting double the Frostwolf Resilience stacks, now we're looking at this giving us 10 stacks of the Frostwolf Resilience. Therefore, we're going to get 2 heals back to back, so it's going to be a huge sustain increase as well as DPS. If you're going with the Chain Lightning build, Forked Lightning can help. It's going to give you a second charge of the Chain Lightning so that you can use it twice in a row. If you're having to do a lot of chasing, or you're doing like a Feral Spirit build, this talent, Ride the Wind, can be useful in that situation for chasing people down. It's going to increase the movement speed on Wind Fury from 25% to 35%, and any attack that you get or deal is going to increase the duration of that movement speed by 1 second. So that can be very helpful for chasing people down or catching up to people. And Blood for Blood is another active. You target your enemy and you steal 15% of their health and give it back to you, so this is a good heal if you need a little bit of extra healing to win those 1v1 trade-offs. This is a good talent to help you do that. And then it's also going to reduce their movement speed by 30%, meaning it's going to be easier to chase them down after. So we're going to go ahead and go with Tempest Fury here and continue on through. Let's get this fort taken down. There we go. And we might as well keep on pushing since we have the Bruiser minions here. We actually have 2 sets of Bruiser minions, so we should be able to get in here pretty good. And as you can see, we got 310 for the first 2 hits, and then 233 for the last one, but it's 3 different hits, so we're doing quite a bit of damage there. And we'll get the Diablo kill here. We need to take down this gate. Well, we'll just take down Tychus real quick. And there we go. Continue on with our siege here. Cast the Wolf, catch up, just take him down real quick. There we go. And then we'll kind of back off just in case the tower decides to attack us, which, there we go. There we go, we got minion reinforcement here. Take this tower down. And we'll get this Tychus kill real quick. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and pull on out of here. Well, hopefully the computer isn't going to end this too quickly before we can reach the next level here. But we're going to go bottom, we're going to pick up this shrine. As you can see, the enemy team occupies it. So we're going to go down here, we're going to stand for a minute here. Looks like we're going to have to stop a Vala. Alright, so there's that. And there she is. Oh, and I just wasted that ult. We can Didn't think I was going to hit her quite that hard. Alright, so we're going to go get Dragon. We'll take out the rest of these keeps here. Hopefully the computer will slow down a little bit and give us time, but we will see. If it looks like it's going to go down, I'll just explain the level 20s before the game ends. And again, we're focusing on objectives. We're going to take down the gate, the 2 outer turrets. The fire doesn't seem like it's going to do much damage. It does actually help, though. You want to be spamming it on cooldown. You want to be trying to get as much as you can in there, whether it be enemy champions, minions, or the other towers. Looks like we'll get this one down. Looks like we have to take the tower down out there too, so we'll have to see how far we get. Take this one down here. We're going to try to stay out of the range of these for right now and take us the least amount of damage as we can. Oh, and that's going to be all the shootouts. Alright. Okay, so we did make it to level 20 here before the game ended, which is a plus. So at level 20, we got a couple of different really good choices here. None that are going to add too much to the potential build. It's the Wind Fury build at this point is done, and it's as strong as it's going to get. There's going to be more situational to help you with positioning or turning the tides just a little bit more. So if you went with the Sundering ability at level 10, this is going to allow the Sundering to travel infinitely throughout the map. I don't personally find this one to be too incredibly useful. It can help you stop an objective from farther away from being taken, but if your team's not in position enough to be able to act, it's kind of wasted. The damage is nice, but still it's kind of wasted to have it travel infinitely. So I tend not to get to this one even when I do go with Sundering. If your team battles are really close, both sides can't make heads or tails, you don't have enough to push afterwards, and you just need that little bit of extra help to try to get your team through a fight with more health or in a better position, Earth and Shields, when you run with Earthquake, can definitely help. What this is going to do is that every time the tremor pulses and gives the slow, it's going to give everybody, all of your allies in the Earthquake, a shield for 15% of their max health. The shield's going to persist for 4 seconds or until it's damaged down. So this can definitely help strengthen your teammates and give them that extra push to tip the battle into your favor. The next talent that we have here is Nexus Blades. If you're looking to do nothing but destroy and carnage and you just want the extra damage, Nexus Blades is a good one. It's going to increase your basic attack damage by 20%. Now it's going to increase all your damage by 20%, and it's going to put a slow on the target, 1 second slow on the target just for having it. So that's going to really just increase your damage. I don't find it to be as particularly useful as these other two talents, but if you're looking for just sheer carnage and damage, this is the skill for you. Bolt of the Storm is very, very useful, especially if you're going with the Earthquake talent as your ultimate ability. Bolt of the Storm is going to allow us to teleport to a target location. It's got a 40-second cooldown. This is what we're going to go with. This is what I prefer to go with. The reasoning behind that is with Bolt of the Storm, this is going to allow me to get into a better position to drop a better Earthquake. Either if I'm coming in from the front of a team fight and they're starting to run away, I can teleport behind them and I can drop my Earthquake, making them have to run through a larger portion of my Earthquake and receive a slow. This will help me with escape. I can use it to blink out of either taking fatal damage or just running away. I can use it to get away that way, and I can also use it to try to get to objectives faster or be more sneaky about objectives. So we're going to go ahead and pick up Bolt of the Storm here. And from this point here, we're going to cheat a little bit, break this out. And there's the Kerrigan kill. Again, we're just spamming our abilities here. Going through all of that. Still got pretty good health here. Go ahead and try to push bottom here real quick. Looks like we got some minions to come along with us, and the teammate. We should be able to take this tower down and then end the game here pretty easy. Move volley here and get the kill there. As you can see, I mean, the hero damage isn't as good as some, but it's still up there. Thrall's pretty nasty. We don't want to take tower damage. There we go. Take out the small tower first. And there's the keep. There's the healing well. Whoop. Didn't get my last hit off there. And here we go onto the Nexus. Take out this Diablo here. And now we'll finish off the Nexus. There we go. Hey guys, thanks for watching my tutorial video. I hope you find this information useful, and if you do, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Also, for strategy, tips, and tricks on gameplay, please join me on my stream, which is posted off to the left. Thanks guys.